What's up? What's up? What's up? This is your girl Lynette of the Nice to Meet You podcast. It's been a long time, probably over a year now. I haven't recorded any videos or made any episodes or anything like that. I kept saying that I need to get back to making episodes and making excuses for whatever reason, but I do miss doing this. I miss getting on here every day, or not every day, every week, saying something inspirational to uplift people, to encourage people to be more self-aware and self-reflective. So that's what I'm gonna do today. Nothing planned, nothing that I wrote down. I just was sitting and watching my series that I like on Netflix called Sweet Magnolia, and it's just a series, Small Town. If you watch it, I like small towns for whatever reason. I don't know, just to look the tight, close knit, how they are, how they have each other's back, and how they just seem like a sense of family. And and then the love stories that are going on the show is really touching to me. But yeah, me been enjoying my summer. We've been out March 27th. I can't remember the date. It's been a minute. Was our last day, and I worked for a little bit with our social studies curriculum. So from the June 5th to June 30th, and then after that, I just been relaxing, getting into some things, and trying to get my mind ready for the next school year. It'll be here before we know it. I have to be back on August 7th, and then the students on August 21st. So yeah, it could slow down a little bit, but no, not really, because I'm a person that has to be fulfilled in helping others. So yeah, I mean, this time off, we all need time off. I need time off. But I'm at the point now where I'm kind of ready to go back, to get back into routine. I know, again, I hear things, or I watch things, and things relate to me and things that I got going on in my head. It was the guy on the show, Sweet Magnolia, where there was a lady, Maddie, was going through some things, and he was basically telling her to take time for herself and just go do something that makes her happy, go to her happy place, and don't fill her head with a whole bunch of things, because just filling your head with a whole bunch of things does not take away the fact that you have some issues that you haven't dealt with. So he was telling her, just don't work just to not think about something, because that's not the solution. To take time for yourself and spend time with yourself, and that's okay. And what I have been learning, or what I have forgotten, that I actually enjoy my own company. I feel like if I don't enjoy my own company, then I can't expect another person to enjoy my company. So again, I know for me, I don't know about anybody else out there, but for me, I am the person who is, quote unquote, guilty for staying busy, so I don't have to think about the things that are on my mind. Or I'd like to say busy because I don't like to think about it. But it's true that those things do not go away just because you don't think about them. And that's the best solution, is not to stay busy so you don't have to think about them. Is to get to the root of the problem. So yeah, I just, man, over the past few weeks and months, like I said, I don't know if it's from the pandemic when it happened or what, but I just can't stand being in the house. I don't know about anybody else, but it's something about it. It's like your thoughts sometimes are just racing, just so many thoughts that you don't even know which one to tackle. So at that moment, I would be about to fly out the door and just like get in my car and go on a random drive somewhere. And what I'm learning is that I don't have to do that. I can sit with myself and trying to tackle what is going on in my mind. And so I bought this patio set in my backyard, and also I have this crazy amount of backyard space. I mean, it's like a football field, literally. So I have been going out there, running up and down the hill, getting some exercise in. Like I said, I got a patio, so I can sit out there sometimes and just relax and listen to the birds chirp, or just nature, just nothing. Silence sometimes it's amazing. But that's like an outlet for me where I don't have to just drive and escape. because it's this song called Escapism, and I don't mean to be all over the place, but escapism is not, to my knowledge, escapism is not the best solution to deal with what's going on internally with us. Escapism is just like a band-aid. Just putting a little patch over it, not necessarily fixing it or getting to the root of the problem, but escaping from it. And once you escape from it, like, that's just temporary fixing the problem, but the problem is still there. You're just temporarily not dealing with it, just putting a band-aid. Because we all know band-aids are temporary. You put a band-aid on, it might stay on for, I don't know, a few minutes, but whatever you do with it, it's going to fall off. If it's on your hand, you definitely, when you wash your hand or anything like that, it's going to get messed up. So just a temporary patch. But escapism, it does not deal with the root of the problem. Even though I love that song, it's just, in the song, she was just trying to find multiple things to kind of help her deal with what was going on with her. And that's not the best solution. It's the best solution is to get to the root of the problem. And like I said, I'm not on here saying any big words to you or trying to drop any keen knowledge. I just miss you all. And I feel like this platform, like me teaching and me speaking some form of inspiration to people, is another part of the thing that I'm called to do. And so I just, like I said, just open my mouth and ask God to fill my mouth, whatever you want me to say. And at this time, I'm just thinking like, man, there's a lot going on in this world. It's a lot of just ever since the pandemic. It's just like everything, nothing went back to, or I'm not saying necessarily things need to go back to what they used to be, but things have changed ever since then. Just spending money, going to the store and just having to spend a whole bunch of money on your grocery bill, getting gas, buying clothes, getting good service these days. With the storm that just happened, man, speaking of the storm, we've been having a lot of storms in St. Louis. Storm after storm after storm. Today, my weather app literally said that it's supposed to be sunny, and I'm sitting there doing my homework, and it just torrential rain comes from out of nowhere. But it's just been storm after storm after storm, and then people in St. Louis area didn't have power for like 4 days. It's hot out, and we know how humid it gets here. And then just this past Friday, I live in an area, or my house is in an area where I have a lot of 2 old trees. And see, I had just got my car washed, and my driveway, sometimes when it rains, my car gets dirty. So sometimes I have a white car, and sometimes I like, man, I don't even want to go get my car washed, because as soon as I get it washed, it's going to get dirty again. Or our lovely birds, yes, I do call them lovely, they'll go out and poop all over my car. So I take my time sometimes getting it washed. So last Friday, I was like, it was sunny outside. I didn't know if it was supposed to rain anymore or anything like that. So I went and got my car washed, and it started to get dark. And so I'm standing at my door, and I'm looking out the door, and I'm like, it's getting dark, so I probably need to move my car. And at the time, I was just moving my car so it wouldn't get dirty. So I said, I'm try to put it in the perfect place so it doesn't get dirty. And then I went back in the house. I stood at the door for a minute, just staring at it, trying to determine if it was in the perfect place. And I was like, man, I think I got it. So I had some Chick-fil-A, so I went and sat down, and I'm eating my Chick-fil-A. And it starts to get darker and darker. Then the wind is picking up, and I'm just seeing trees blowing all over the place. And I'm like, oh man, a storm is coming. But I'm like, I just put my car in the perfect place. Yes, Lynette, because Lynette is always in control. Lynette knows most things, and that's what I thought. So I'm sitting down eating my Chick-fil-A, and I heard a loud boom. I'm like, I hesitated for a second, said, what is that noise? And I'm like, I don't know what that noise is. But then I said, let me go see, what that noise was. So I open up the door, and I look out, and there's tree branches all over by my car. I mean, 2 big, huge branches, and then a lot of medium-sized and small branches all over the yard, in the driveway. And so I walk closely to my car, and as I get there, the windshield is broken. Is the where it could have almost. I'm glad that the tree branch didn't go all the way through my car. I have some dents, and then my side mirror is knocked out. I picked it up, it's in my hand. I have a few dents and stuff like that. And I'm a little frustrated or a little angry. I can't say I was a lot angry, but just frustrated. Because some things that got on my nerves earlier in the day. And so I went and sat down. I was like, really? And I didn't want to do another claim because I had totaled my car out April of 2022. Yeah, so I had to get a new car. I got a new car in May. And so I'm like, I don't want to submit another insurance claim because this insurance company already kicked me off roadside assistance because they said I use it too much. And so I'm like, I don't want to submit another claim. I don't. But I said, I have to because I'm not going to pay for all this myself. And so I did. But in my head, I'm like, I literally just moved my car in what I call the quote unquote perfect spot. And when I moved it in the quote unquote perfect spot, I was only thinking about not getting dirty. But it's kind of laughable now. It's not laughable then, but it's laughable now. That when I call myself moving it in the perfect spot, multiple tree branches fell on my car. And like I said, I could laugh about it now, but then it wasn't quite funny. But it goes to say this, goes to speak to myself and say that I'm not in total control. And that's one thing that I struggle with. There's the knowing what's going to happen, being able to prevent things from happening. And God, I feel like, and I'm not blaming this on God, but I say, God, I don't know, whatever, has a way of reminding me that I don't have control. And it's not, last time I was reminded was when I experienced anxiety for a whole year. I talked about that a while back when I thought I was in control and I lost control. And then this time, thought I was in control again. So you would think Lynette, myself, have learned that I'm not in control and to trust God in every situation. So this situation is going to work out. I have insurance. They're going to pay for it. I got to pay my deductible, but it's just something to kind of just get on my nerves. But God is awesome. God is great because you know what? Me out there trying to move my car right when it's windy and right before the storm, like the branch could have fell on while I was in the car. It could have been worse. Maybe to my benefit, I moved it, and in the position it was in, it could have been worse. Who knows? And no point in me trying to figure it out. It is what it is, but it just teaches me, and this is something that I could consistently, I don't know about y'all, but try to overcome, knowing that I don't have to know everything, and to trust God and to have faith and know that God causes all things to work out for my good, and this situation is going to work out for my good as well. So I don't know. You thinking? Hopefully I've learned from that and learned that I don't know everything and I'm not in control of everything. And so I just want you to get on here and just encourage you and encourage myself to trust God in every situation. I've just been learning this lately that I don't know how much or what I picked up this faith walk where you don't, and this is kind of a shift to what I was saying, but what I've learned is that sometimes we as humans fear other humans. And when we get certain things, or we think certain humans can take things away from us that they didn't give to us anyway. And to never be fearful of what a human can take away from you, because a human never gave it to you. And so God gave it to you. And because God gave it to you, or gave it to me, or gave it to us, that a human cannot take it away. As soon as you find that confidence within yourself to know that no man can do anything to you that God does not allow. And I'm saying this to myself. I've learned this, and I learned that sometimes, and it's not a cockiness within me, but I say to myself, like, I'll be saying to people, like, you're a human, like, what can you do to me? And I'm not saying that I have it all together every time, but it's some type of craziness. I don't want to call it craziness. Something that I have within me that you, a human, cannot take anything from me that God will not allow. If it's for me, it's going to happen. Now, for me, patience, now people tell me I have patience because I teach children. And you do have to have a lot of patience when it comes to children. But I know sometimes my patience does get tested. So I'm not going to sit here and say that it doesn't. But I do know that you or humans, or me as a human, not to fear me or not to fear another human, because God is in control. And then the scripture says, so don't fear the man that can only destroy the body, but fear. This is a reverential fear of God who can destroy both the body and the soul. So, I always say, and like I said, this video episode, I don't know what to call it. It's just me talking about whatever comes to my head, but it's just that, I'm just learning that you just totally trust God, and to know that what is meant for you is for you. And me having the patience with children sometimes doesn't have the patience with knowing that I don't have to force anything. I don't have to, like T.D. Jakes said, when people walk away from you, let them walk. You don't have to force anybody to stay with you. You don't have to manipulate, trick, or whatever you come up with to keep people in your life or to work the system, because what's for you is for you, and it's going to work out. And I had another thought, and I was going somewhere with it, and I had a profound thought, and you ever know, say, my mom always say that when you're about to say something and you forget it, it'll come back to you, but a lot of times it doesn't come back to you. But again, like I said, I just am learning that, just whatever God has for me, and I know He has a great plan for me. I've had these dreams sometimes. I had this dream a couple times where I see myself speaking in front of a lot of people, and I keep having the same dream, and I've had it like 2 or 3 times, and I'm like, God is trying to tell me something, or I'm sure that the preparation of things that I've went through or things that I've experienced is preparing me for whatever He has for me. But what I'm learning, because God has blessed me with a certain amount of intelligence, or the compelling feeling that I'm supposed to be doing more, and that I don't have to. And what I've learned, I think I had this epiphany, that I don't have to be like Joseph. And hear me out. I don't have to be like Joseph, because Joseph spoke too soon, and he says things to his brothers and about how they be bound down to him and worshiping him, or not worshiping him, but bound down to him, where like he would have some type of higher authority than them. And he was the youngest brother, or almost the youngest. Benjamin was younger, and I'm learning I don't have to toot my own horn, toot. I don't have to, because sometimes, and another profound thing that I had, that I noticed was, I do that when I was celebrating myself, not out of trying to celebrate myself to make myself feel like I was better than anybody else, but I did that because I honestly didn't believe in myself. And so I did these things to hype my own self up and to make myself believe it. And like I said, I had a self-reflection, and a friend as well just kind of helped me realize like I don't have to do that. And it can be very irritating. Too, just think about Joseph's brothers. They're older than him, and him saying that they're gonna, like, basically he's gonna be their leader. Even his father, like he's gonna be above all of them, and that's crazy within itself. And so some things you don't have to reveal, or some things you only need to reveal to certain people, because everybody's not for you. And if you reveal something too soon, people will try to kill your dream. They'll have you doubting yourself, and sometimes it's just not time. God is not confined to our time, but He created time and put us in time, but He's not confined to time. And with that being said, it's like, man, we're in time. So we're seeing time go by, and we're expecting and wanting certain things to happen, and because we're in confined to time, but God isn't. And He is, oh my God, I was looking at something. Oh, listening to the one lady from the War Room. Can't think of her name right now. So don't penalize me for that. But she was saying how God is behind the scene, orchestrating stuff. And when we think that He's not doing anything, He's actually working. all the things that we encounter on a daily basis or weekly basis or whatever. If we knew all the things that God is keeping us from or preventing us from happening to us, and the things that he's orchestrating, he's working on us to meet certain people, to be put in different situations, and how it all comes together like a perfect puzzle. But when you're putting the puzzle together, sometimes you get frustrated with certain pieces don't match or don't go, and you want to just throw that puzzle. I know for me, working on puzzles, sometimes you get frustrated and want to just say, "I forget this puzzle." But God is behind the scenes orchestrating and putting every piece together in its proper place. But us, we're looking at the time, and wondering, when is this going to happen? I know for me, man, when is that going to happen? And getting frustrated about disappointment after disappointment after disappointment, and saying, God, I can't take no more disappointments. But that scripture always says, points back to God and say, God, I never put more on you than you can bear. And like I've said this before, and I feel like God stretches that more, that putting on you. Like he go close to the edge and I almost want to just, tip off, but he knows in his perfect timing. And I'm preaching to myself when I say this, because patience is, man. I mean, like I said, I got it within certain circumstances, but I can't say I got it for everything. And man, so again, I'm just on here just sharing the thoughts and sharing my heart, and I'm going to stop rambling. But I wanted you to know that you are amazing and awesome beyond measure, and you're powerful. And sometimes people may not know how to perceive you, because sometimes like you're powerful beyond measure, and God has blessed you with certain things. And sometimes people see your capability before you see it, and they want to stop it, or they wish that they had that drive or whatever that you see, and they see it in you and they wish they could do it. So they try to put that little say so or try to stop you, but they can't, because they're human, and humans can't stop anything. So just continue to be great, continue to be amazing, continue to go out there and challenge yourself, and don't live with regret, or don't live with the coulda, woulda, shoulda. And I'm talking to myself, but continue to have a great summer. Continue to be, just say that you are the head, you're not the tail, you are above, you're not beneath. You are the lender, you are not the borrower. You're God's best child. I'm God's best child, in the words of my God DMX. And I can't leave you without quoting my favorite scripture, Jeremiah 29:11, and I got it on me. If you can see it. Oh, wait a minute. Can you see it? It's on my hand right there. The camera's not cooperating. I'm trying to get the camera. Get it in the camera, but I can't really get it in the camera. Oh, anyway, I got a tattoo saying Jeremiah 29:11. But that's my favorite scripture. For it says, "For I know the thoughts that I think towards you, said the Lord, thoughts of peace and not of evil, to give you an expected end." God's going to bring us to our expected end, you and me. So go out there and continue to be great, continue to be amazing, continue to be self-aware and self-reflective. Until next time, nice to meet you. Let's go.